I live in a small village near Tunbridge Wells in Kent, England. On one side of our village is a vast forest that has parts that are very thick with trees and some parts that are large clearings. I usually walk there on the weekends, as it is a relaxing and calming place for me. But that changed. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was doing my usual route through the woods when I came upon lots of pieces of paper, all scattered in a specific area. There wasn't a breeze, so the pieces of paper hadn't blown off. There must have been about 50 pieces of paper, all with the same phrase on it, bringing you the laugh. I didn't really think much of it and took a photo of it as a joke. I kept on walking, and 5 minutes later I came across another pile, all with the same phrase, bringing you the laugh. I took another picture and decided I would report it to the non-emergency number when I got home. When I looked up from taking a picture, I saw a bright flash of color in the tree line. I called out, "Hello? Who's there?" Nothing. I called out again, "Hello?" Again, nothing. I was thinking I was seeing things, but when I moved on, I was cautious. Then, all of a sudden, a clown jumped out from behind a tree. He had a latex mask that covered his head and was wearing a bright yellow, purple, and red jumpsuit covered in blue polka dots. His mouth was revealed on the mask, and he grinned at me. To be honest, I was expecting him to have crooked yellow teeth, and I was surprised when he flashed perfect bright white ones at me. I was a bit taken aback and stuttered out, "Who are you?" He giggled and said in a sing-song voice, "I'm Honky the Clown. I'm your best friend." He kept asking me questions about where I lived, what my name was, and if I locked my doors at night. I was kind of annoyed now and said firmly, "This isn't funny. Leave me alone." He stopped grinning. "Not funny," he said in an upset voice. "Not funny." He kept repeating those two words, but he got more angry every time he said it. After the fifth repetition of the words, he was practically spitting with fuming anger. He then took a kitchen knife out of his back pocket. He lunged at me, and I dodged out of the way, but not fast enough. I didn't see him cut me, but I looked at my arm and saw a long, thin line appear on my skin, oozing blood. I let out a yelp, took one last look at him, and sprinted away. I didn't know where I was going. I just wanted to get away. Nothing happened after that. I ran out of the woods, back home, and I called the police instantly. I had completely forgot about my arm, and it was covered in blood by the time the police got to my house, and they sent for an ambulance. I took them to the place the clown was, but he was gone, and so was the paper. I haven't seen him since. Now, weeks later, I feel safe to share this. The police investigated for a few days, asked a few questions, but were gone soon after. I still look over my shoulder, as if the clown will be there, watching me, holding a knife. It all started on a Saturday night at 9 p.m. I was walking home from my friend's house. At the time, I was 14 years old. I had to walk by a bushy, wooded area, but it wasn't that bad since my friend only lived 30 minutes away. I didn't mind the walk. As I was walking, I had the unsettling feeling that I was being watched. I felt scared for a moment, but continued on my way. Then, I heard footsteps. I thought it might be an animal. I knew that there had been reports of clowns around, but I lived in a pretty nice area, and so did my friend. I wouldn't have thought there would be a clown in the area. However, the feeling of unease grew stronger, so I turned my flashlight on even brighter. I turned around and spotted the clown. It was wearing a brightly striped patterned shirt with baggy pants. Terrified, I started to sprint. The clown chased after me, calling out, "Hey, where are you going? I just want to play with you." I was creeped out even more. I ran for about 20 minutes. When I was only 10 minutes away from home, I looked back, but didn't see anything or anyone. I continued to walk, tired and exhausted, out of breath. The 5 minutes that followed seemed like 4 hours, but I finally made it home. I locked the door and kept my mouth shut. I didn't plan on telling my mom because I knew she wouldn't believe me. I went up to my room on the second floor, still scared. I climbed onto my bed and went on my phone. Soon after, I fell asleep. I woke up to the sound of tapping on the window. I knew exactly who it was. I looked to the corner of my room and saw a mug. I opened my window a bit and whispered, "Hey, you freak. Get lost before I throw this at you." He didn't say anything. He just stared at me blankly. I closed my window and laid in bed, rethinking why I had said that. Then I heard banging at our front door. Bang! 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 This time, I was frozen with fear. I finally gathered the courage to get up and went to my mom's room. I told her what I saw, but not what I said. She told me she'd go look. When she checked, she didn't see anything at my window. She said, "Maybe you're seeing things. Maybe you watched a horror movie at your friend's house." I didn't say anything and just went back to bed. I woke up again to the sound of something at my room door. I thought it was the clown. This time, it was my mom. She said she heard a loud bang at our house door, looked out, and called the cops. She said she wished she had believed me before. The cops didn't find the clown, even after searching our yard and the surrounding area. They left after their search. I haven't seen any other clowns since that night, although my mom got an email saying they had caught a man in a clown suit matching the description I gave. Last year, just a few days before Halloween, my friends and I were hanging out. After playing tabletop and video games for a while, we decided to go outside for some night games. My friend's little brother wanted to join us, but we said no, which, in hindsight, was a good decision. After an hour of playing generic games, we decided to play Fugitive. For those who don't know, Fugitive involves two teams. One team hides and tries to make it back to a designated safe zone undetected, while the other team tries to tag them. The 6 of us split into 2 teams. My team, which included me and 2 friends, was supposed to hide. One friend hid in a Halloween decoration casket near the safe zone, while the other friend and I went off to hide on the porch, under a bench of one of the Seekers. We waited for about 10 minutes before deciding to head to the safe zone, which was just down the street. As we snuck down, we saw our friend sitting at the safe zone in front of his house. We went over and started talking, while waiting for the Seekers. Suddenly, an old car with chipped white paint pulled up to the house. My friend thought it was his sister's friend dropping her off, but no one got out of the car. After 5 minutes, the car doors opened, and 2 men, each about 6 feet tall and dressed in black, except for white clown masks, emerged. We tried to play it cool, saying things like, "Hey, what's up?" and "What's going on?" As they walked toward us, they just kept staring. One of the clowns started growling like a creepy animal, while the other said things like, "You teens shouldn't be out this late," and "You really should be more careful," in a monotone voice. My friend asked to take a picture of them, but when the flash went off, the clown jerked his head, and all we got was a shot of his left eye and forehead. Trying to diffuse the tension, I did something stupid. I offered the growling clown a cough drop, saying, "You must have a raspy throat." He grabbed my hand, but I managed to wriggle free. He then threw the cough drop on the ground. Realizing these guys weren't afraid to get physical, our fear intensified. I looked for an escape route behind us. I planned to kick one of them and run, but I was too petrified to act. Instead, I stammered, You guys should just go, please." They slowly walked backward, staring at us the entire way to their car before speeding off. We were all terrified. And just then, the Seekers came around the corner. We ran to them and told them what happened. Initially skeptical, they soon realized from our eyes that we were telling the truth. We went to our friend's house and told his dad, but he laughed it off. So we went to another friend's house, and he offered to drive us all home. As we crossed the overpass, we saw the same car driving on the other side. I hid, petrified they might recognize me. Later that night, my friend called to say his mom had reported the incident to the cops, who might contact me. That night, I heard a car pull up outside my house. It was the same car. The passenger window rolled down, and the clown waved at me before speeding off. I never told anyone about that last part. I kept thinking, what if I didn't get my hand free? Or, what if we let his little brother play? Even if they were just pranksters, it scared the hell out of me.